So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the 87 rated future star Matteo Guendouzi card. Now it has to be said, this item on face value looks pretty freaking awesome. If you compare it to the baby Gullit card, it actually looks better, and that's one of the reasons that this card is so freaking expensive at the moment. At the time of recording, this Guendouzi card costs around 500k. In this video today, we're going to discuss this card's in-game performance. We're also going to compare it to that baby Gullit card, and towards the end, I'll talk about if this card represents good value for money or not. Before we get into things, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this card. Also be sure to tell me which other future star cards you want me to do a video on. If you could leave a like on the video, that would be greatly appreciated, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. So let's take a look at the 87 Guendouzi's in-game stats, and as you can see, there are a lot of good looking dark green attributes on this page. In the shooting section, this card boasts a 95 rating for shot power and a 94 rating for long shots. In the passing column, we can see this card has 85 crossing, 92 short passing and 90 long passing. In the dribbling department, it's all dark green stats. 89 balance, 86 ball control and 86 in-game dribbling are the standouts. Defensively, this card has a high interception stat and a high stand tackling rating. And finally, physically, we can see this card has good jumping of 85, decent stamina of 87 and really high aggression of 93. Numbers aside, how was this card in game? It was pretty freaking solid, to be honest. Now, as an Arsenal fan, as you can probably imagine, I wanted this card to be good. I wanted it to be good enough for me to want to use it in future teams, and I have to say, I'm coming away pretty happy with it, and I do plan on using this card again in another team. But do I think this card is as good as baby Gullit? Not as a cam, no. But as a defensive midfielder and as a centre mid, I'd say he's as good as, if not better, than Gullit in those two roles. One of the first things I noticed when using this Guendouzi card was the fact that it tends to sit back a little. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing depending on where you're playing him. If you're using this card as a cam, that base positioning could be a bit of a problem. However, if you're using this card as a defensive mid, then you're going to like the fact that he sits back naturally. He only really came forward for me when I forced him forward using the LB pass, or for you PlayStation users, the L1X pass. So if you're going to use this guy, I really do advise you use him as either a centre mid or as a defensive mid. He was really solid in defence for me, he was regularly making interceptions, and he was battling all the time with would-be attackers. With this guy having such high aggression, he really does fight for the ball. His strength of 78 isn't ideal, but if you put a chem style on him like Sentinel or Architect, his strength goes from 78 to 88. I thought this card's passing was amazing, to be honest. The short passing and link-up play was great, and the through balls were brilliant. He's great at distributing the ball from deep, but he does only have a 3-star weak foot, so when passing with this guy, you are going to always want to try and pass off of his stronger right foot. His dribbling overall was good, he felt composed in possession, he didn't feel as agile as I would have liked, but his ball control and first touch was great. And I have to say, he actually wasn't easily dispossessed of the ball, which was another thing that I found to be quite pleasing. He's quick for a midfielder too, and with his acceleration being better than his sprint speed, he does feel pretty quick initially. Shooting wise, this card is brilliant from outside the box. If you hit a green time shot with this card, it's likely going to head into the back of the net. He's great from distance and he has a very good power shot on him. His general in the box finishing isn't fantastic though, but he's not a striker, so that's not too much of a problem. I was really happy with this guy's ability to shoot from distance, and as you can imagine, his finesse shots are class too. Aerially, I thought this card was pretty good. He's 5'11" and has 85 jumping, so he does win a decent amount of aerial battles. Overall, I've got to say, I'm pretty happy with this card. It's a really good centre mid / CDM option for French and Premier League sides. I do think his best position though is as a defensive midfielder, and if you do use him as a defensive mid, like I said earlier in the video, I would advise using a chem style on him that boosts his strength to help him out when battling. So, with all that being said, do I think this card is worth picking up? I do. I definitely think this card is worth picking up and at least trying. It's a card that in-game literally does help turn defense into attack. Now, admittedly, I do think this card is pretty expensive right now, so I don't think it represents great value for money. However, if you can afford to get this card, I do think it's at least worth trying out. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on the 87 rated future star Guendouzi. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like on it. If you've got any questions, put them down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.